In the graph at right, points A, B, and C represent 3 different students. Which student is the oldest? Explain how you decided. So I see that the x-axis is measuring age, so I know that further along this way would mean an older student. So I see that student C is the furthest on the x-axis, so that's going to be student C. So student C, because its x value is the greatest. What can you say about student B compared to students A and C? Tell as much as you can and justify your statements. So let's see, it looks like student B is the same height as student C, but student B is about half as tall as student A. So student B is the same height as student C because their y values are the same. Student B is also about half as tall as student A. And we also know that student B, let's see, for age, student B is the middle age. Because its x value is in between A and C. Compute the following sums and differences. So we want to do -7 plus -2. So I'm going to do this on a number line. So -7's right here, -6, -5, and so on. Then we go -8, -9, -10. So if I start at -7 and I'm adding -2, then I'm going to go left. So I'm going to go 1, 2 to -9. 3 plus -4. See, here's 0, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's -3, that's +3. So I'm starting at 3 and I add -4. So I add 1, 2, 3, 4. And right here I'm at -1. -2 minus 5. So let's see, 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, sorry, this is -6, -7, -8. So I'm starting at -2 and I'm subtracting 5. So subtracting is the same thing as adding the opposite. So it's -2 plus -5. So I add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I get to, let's see, that's in between -6 and -8, which is -7. -1 plus 5, 0, -1, 1, 2, 3. So let's see, that's 4. So I start at -1 and I'm adding +5, so I go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer is 4. 4 minus -2. So remember, subtraction is the same thing as adding the opposite. So I do 4 plus, and the opposite of -2 is +2. 4 plus 2 is 6. Again, subtraction is adding the opposite, so I get -7 plus, the opposite of -8 is +8. -7 plus 8 if I do that on the number line, here's 0, -1, -2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Start at -7 and I go up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I end at 1. Using whole numbers, draw every possible rectangle with an area of 18 square units. Write A equals 18 units squared inside each figure and label the dimensions of each rectangle. So first I'm going to find the factors of 18. So I can do 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6, 4 times nothing, 5 times nothing. Okay, so that's it. So first I have 1 by 18, and the area is 18 units squared. Then I have one that's 2 by 9. The area is 18 units squared because 2 times 9 is 18. And then I have 3 times 6, and the area is 18 units squared. In algebra, you will need to learn to work with numbers, words, and geometric representations. Use these representations to answer the following problems. So draw and shade a figure that represents 100%. Label 100% below it, then describe the figure in words. So if I have a pizza, and I cut it into slices, and I want 100% of this pizza, then I'm going to take all of them. So 100% means all parts of the figure make up 100%. Like on a test, 100% means you got every question right. So that's 100%. Every part is shaded or is right. Similarly, draw and shade figures that represent 50%, 25%, and 150%. Label each figure and describe it in words. So if I have a circle, 50% is half of the circle. 25% is 1/4 of the circle, or 1/4. That's why 25 cents is a quarter. So 1/4 is 25%. And 150% means 100% plus 50%. So that means one circle that's 100% and another circle that's 50%. So it means 1.5 circles. Draw and shade a figure that represents 1/3. How can this figure be represented with a number? So if I have a circle and I divide it into 3s, that's 1/3. So this figure can be represented by 1/3 as a percentage, so 33.33 repeating percent. Or we could just say 1/3 is equal to 0.3 repeating. It keeps going forever. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Describe what the diagram at right represents using words and numbers. So let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 1/10, which is equal to 0.1, which equals 10%. So in words, this means 1 out of 10 boxes are shaded, 1/10. Use the graph below to answer the following questions about quadrants and coordinates. So what are the coordinates of 2 points in quadrant 2? So quadrant, remember to label the quadrants, there's 1, this is quadrant 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So the coordinates of the 2 points in quadrant 2, so those are right here and right here. So I'll label them A and B. So A's coordinates are, let's see, -2, 3. B's coordinates are, let's see, I do X first, -3, and then Y is 1. What are the coordinates of the 2 points in quadrant 4? So that's these 2 points. So I'll label them C and D. So coordinate C has points, let's see, X is 2, Y is -1. And D, X is 3 and Y is -2.